Hey, what's going on everyone? Chris back with a special video. Today we have the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X, and I purchased this because I was really wanting the Hatsume Miku edition that was limited back in Valentine's Day. Thought I found a website that I could purchase it from because it said it was out of stock, and it notified me that it was in stock. Purchase it, and come to find out it was not the right version. So I figured might as well do a video on it. I'll leave the link to the website not to purchase it from, so that's unfortunate. And at least this way you can see what the Redmi Note 4X or the Mi Note 4X is all about. This is the 3 gig, 32 gig model in the Hatsume Miku blue color. So we have just a 4X branding there, white box, nothing really fancy. And we have the device itself. So I had unboxed and done a video on the Redmi Note 4 already, which I'll leave the link down in the description. You can kind of see for yourself as far as a comparison goes between these devices. Let me go ahead and just pull off these stickers. Alright, so got the front and the rear stickers pulled off. Here we are. So here is the blue edition. Really love the color. Love it. And that was one of the also additional reasons why I wanted this one specifically, is because of that color. Up front we have a 5.5-inch 1080p display, so similar to the Redmi Note 4. White front, your capacitive keys down here. On the side you have your SIM tray, which will also double as a micro SD card slot. Up top you have your headphone jack, an IR blaster, and a mic. Over on the right we have your volume up and down and your power button. Down bottom you have dual speaker type grills and your micro USB charging port. So the Redmi Note 4X is more of a budget device compared to the Redmi Note 4, which is much more premium. On the back you do have your fingerprint scanner here, a dual tone LED flash, and a 13 megapixel f2.0 rear camera. Up front you do also have a 5 megapixel camera, earpiece, and ambient light sensor, and then you're also going to have like a notification light, is my guess. So since this is a much more budget device, you're not going to have the nice premium build compared to the Redmi Note 4. Though this is metal, I think the tops and bottom caps down here are plastic. You do have this kind of chrome type finish between these two pieces here. On the Redmi Note 4, if you haven't noticed, that there's no like chamfer along the edges like on the Redmi Note 4. So that is also another difference between the two. So it's just a standard, just kind of curved edge like that, more of a unibody. It doesn't have that nice premium finish at that point. The buttons, I noticed just by pressing these are a lot more mushy, I would say, than the Redmi Note 4's. Those were very clicky and nice feedback when pressing them. Also, since it is much more budget, you have a micro USB cable, micro USB port. I think also the Redmi Note 4 also had that. I can't recall. We're going to go ahead and power on the device. And yeah, that power button is a little bit mushy. So again, this is a 3 gig, 32 gig of storage. Then you also have a Snapdragon 625 processor inside, so very efficient but great performing chipset inside. You do also get a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so we can already expect fantastic battery life from this device, considering the large storage and also the very efficient 625 chipset. Now this is running a MIUI 8 as of right now. Xiaomi just announced a MIUI 9 beta that's out for this device. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get my hands on that and be able to get that tested on here. So you can see here, here's that 1080p display. You do have bezels around the edges, a little bit more prominent than on a more flagship premium device. And then down here you have your soft keys. They do light up, so you can see that light up there just slightly. Now as far as comparison in regards to color, I have my good old Nextbit Robin here with me, and we can see the color is fairly similar, and I just love unique phones both in color and in design. That's fairly close in color, plastic and then a metal build here. You can see that Mi logo also. So the reason why I wanted, what I was hoping was that this was the limited edition, was because not only was it in this specific color, it had an engraved limited edition number back here. It would have also come with a case similar to this with the color, and also came with a battery bank, but I did not get that. So PayPal will be hopefully backing me up in getting me a refund on this, and hopefully there's not going to be any trouble in that regard. But as far as the build qualities, not too bad. You can pick up different variants, different colors, black, they do have gold, they have this one of course, and there's been a couple other colors that have come out, and 64 or 32 gigs of storage, or 4 gigs of RAM, or 3 gigs of RAM, ranging in price from, I've seen it on Flash Hills, down to 150 up to about $200 depending on your reseller you go with. I'll link in the description where you can also purchase this. I do know that Banggood and GearBest do have these on sale right now. So yeah, and let's get through the setup real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're on the part where it is asking for a fingerprint scanner. We're going to go ahead and get that set up. Alright, the fingerprint scanner's there. Vibration motor is not too bad actually. Good feedback there. And giving proper information, approval, things like that. And we'll go ahead and just with the default theme, setup is complete. There we are. So again, this is MIUI 8, and we're going to check to see if this is more than likely a vendor ROM or if it's going to be the global stable, since Google Play services are already set up and installed on this device itself. So comparison to just another device I have here, here is the Zook Z2. Also the Nextbit Robin. You can see very similar in size as far as height, but one is only a 5.2 inch screen while the Redmi Note 4X is 5.5 inch. So my initial thoughts on the device. I like the size of it. It's not too big and it's not too small where the screen is going to be small for media consumption, things like that. The heft is right around that of the, maybe just a tad heavier or about the same as the Zook Z2. But for the price, $150, it's tough to say. I'm going to definitely see how this device works, how the battery life is, performance, things like that, camera. But my first impressions, I like the feel in the hand. The buttons I don't like at all. It does feel pretty cheap and mushy, like I'd already mentioned. Let's see how bright this screen gets real quick. So brightness is pretty good actually. Of course, we're in a nicely lit room right now, so it's tough to tell according to bright light outside, for example. Let's go into settings real quick. about phone. We do see it is running Marshmallow at the moment. It is a global stable 8.2.1, so that is the global stable build, and we can just real quick check. Alright, so the bootloader is locked. So there is either this is a vendor ROM, or the actual global stable build. For 150 bucks or so, I would say get the Redmi Note 4 over this if you can. Just as far as the build quality goes, I believe they have a global version of the Redmi Note 4 with the Snapdragon processor, but the 625 in this is going to give you really great battery life, I can already tell. Hopefully this will do me well in regards to daily usage. If you guys have any questions, as always, I'm here to answer them. Please ask away down in the comments below, or if you have any comments, feel free to leave them as well. Subscribe, like to the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.